Okay, let's get started. I salute you from all over the world. Puerto Rico, St. Lucia, Haiti, Antigua, Barbados, Cuba, Dominican Republic, St. Vincent, Grenadine, Trinidad, Tobago. I see you from all over the place. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you. It's a beautiful day, I know. And I look good. God, I look good. You see that? I look good. Anyway, let's get back to track. So today we're going to go very quickly across the world and see what's happening, obviously with emphasis on Africa. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. My name is Zack. It's your first time. Welcome to the family. We like to see you, okay? We want you to stay. We really want you to stay. So first thing first, if it's your first time, click on the button subscribe so we can see each other every single day. If you're a regular, please, you know what it is. Can I ask you to do this? Please let the all do this. It's cost you nothing. We feel appreciated. It's done. Great stuff. Ibrahim Traoré. You know Ibrahim Traoré, this man right here. I'm sure you heard about him. Everybody have heard about Ibrahim Traoré in the black community, right? We saw there was a moment where he was under threat from the United States of America. Some general was saying bad things. I think General Langley. And everybody stood across the world in support of Ibrahim Traoré. All people from African descent stood up in support of Ibrahim Traoré because he's doing great things. I mean, we know in most cases, as soon as Africa is a great leader, they get him unalived. Like this man right here. This is Thomas Sankara. When he came into power, he was empowering women. He got men to do a work. Actually, there was an extra day for men to do all the work in the house, basically giving women a break. So the man had to go to the market and buy food on that day, make sure the house is clean, make sure everything is looked after. The man will cook and make sure the lady just relax. Yes, he did that. Great man, but they got him unalived. Now everybody supported Traoré because we see in him a fresh human being, 37 years old, fighting hard for Africa. Now, there are some negative things coming from Burkina Faso, right? I believe firmly we need to talk about. We're going to talk about Burkina Faso today. We're going to touch up on Zambia. We're going to touch up on Rwanda. We're going to touch up a bit in Germany and Ukraine. You need to know about that. It's very important. We're going to go to South Africa and many other places. Okay, so what's happening in Burkina Faso? Well, in Burkina Faso, they're accusing the government of arresting people for no reason. Okay, the judicial officers and journalists are targeted, according to Human Rights Watch. They say at least 6 judges, 1 lawyer, and several journalists were abducted and detained in October. We're talking about October. We are in October 2025. Okay, they're talking about disappearances of people that have a voice. Okay, so Human Rights Watch is accusing Ibrahim Traoré of a crackdown on people who are speaking a language that he doesn't necessarily like. These individuals were reportedly taken by Burkinabe intelligence agents and they have disappeared up until now. And people are asking questions. I mean, if it's really, I know I got a dog. You can see the dog behind. I got 2 big dogs. They're very big. They don't play. They will eat you alive. No doubt about that. Anyway, let's get back to Burkina Faso. So what's happened? Human rights say that in 2024 and 2025, multiple journalists were abducted by intelligence agents and forced into military service. Imagine you as a journalist being abducted and sent to war. Now, what could be the reason why they will take a journalist and send him to war? Well, basically, these journalists were refuting what was happening at war. Burkina Faso, this is the map, is at war. They're fighting against a lot of terrorists. And every time generals or authorities were talking about the war, on how they were winning and how they were progressing, journalists were refuting this news. They were telling the people that the army is exaggerating their wins. They're not necessarily winning the way they are pretending to win. Now the question is, you as a leader of a country fighting against terrorists, when you are faced with journalists that are civilians, that are talking in a way that is counterproductive to your war rhetoric, how do you act in that situation? Well, Burkina Faso took them because you guys saying that I need to go through elections and there is no war. I am taking you to front so you can fight. And then you're going to tell people if the war is reality or a lie. So a bunch of people were taken, a few guys were taken to front to go and see the terrorists because they were saying there was no terrorist. It was all rhetoric so he can keep himself in power. And obviously Human Rights Watch is not happy with that. There was a specific case of a person named Khalifa Sere, a former senior official turned journalist. He was abducted in June 2024. You remember, this is Human Rights Watch speaking. After questioning junta propaganda, including a photo of Ibrahim Traoré giving blood. Now, did Ibrahim Traoré give blood? Surely he gave blood, and there was a picture of it. And he said that he was trying to portray himself as a good guy, taking a picture of him taking blood and providing it to other people. It's just propaganda. It doesn't necessarily reflect who he is. Now, my question is this one. as much as it sounds like people are being pressed and stuff like that, can you do such thing in Ukraine? In Ukraine, would you contradict what Zelensky says when they're fighting the Russians? Would you say, no, we're not winning, Zelensky is telling you lies to the public? You wouldn't do that, would you? Matter of fact, in Ukraine, many of the people that spoke, on behalf of peace with Russia were all stopped. Many political parties in Ukraine that stands to be, passive toward Russians were all prevented from operating. Churches were closed because they did not speak a language that was Ukrainian, according to them. Can we say that Burkina Faso is turning into an authoritarian government, or they are doing the right thing because of the time they're going through? Let me know how you feel about that. And now we're going to Germany. Now, fellas, a German party leader demand actions against Ukraine. So basically, the guy is saying there are way too many Ukrainians now crossing from Ukraine to Germany. We would like Germany and the European Union to put pressure on Ukraine to ask them to restrict their men from coming to Germany. So the Ukrainians must stay in Ukraine and fight the war. Okay. He emphasized that Ukraine should reverse its relaxed exit rule, suggesting that most young men should stay and defend their homeland. So for you to understand, basically, I know a lot of you think German people don't like you, Europeans don't like black people, but they also don't want Ukrainians in the country anymore. They say there are way too many Ukrainians. They're seeing about 1,000 new Ukrainian men coming into the country. It's unacceptable for them. And this is a leader of a political party. The context in Ukraine was this one. So when the war started in Ukraine, Ukrainians say that everybody will go to war. If you are between 18 and 60, you will be prohibited from leaving the country due to martial law and mandatory military service obligations. So the Ukrainians said everybody will go to war. All men, we need you to go defend the country. Okay? Now, there was exceptions. The exception were people with certified disabilities, truck drivers. I know you always mock truck drivers, but in Ukraine it was great to be a truck driver because then you will not be forced to go to war. There were sole givers or sole caregivers of disabled relatives. They couldn't go to war. Everybody else from 18 to 16 was forced to go to war, which is a great thing, I believe. I think if you truly love your country, you should be able to fight for it. Yes. And I praise Ukraine because they don't have cowards, I mean, this is very different. Like people from Congo, DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, a lovely place, a lot of music, a lot of passion and culture. But men don't like war. There are 100 million human beings in that country right here. You can see on a map, not this Congo, this one here. Okay, 100 million people, they're still complaining about the war against Rwanda. Here's Rwanda, small country. I think they're less than 8 million human beings. Now, these 100 million human beings are scared to go fight these ones because there's no such thing as a law where everybody can go to war, and also they don't want to die. Anyway, we don't want to see Africans kill each other. Let's get back to Ukraine. So initially, men from 18 to 16 were forced to go and fight against Russia in the name of patriotism. Then later on, I believe in August 2025, Ukraine cabinet minister approved a change allowing men aged 18 to 22 to exit the country without restriction. So a lot of men that wanted to go study, abroad could go. And this move was intended to regulate border crossing, during martial law. Unfortunately, according to Marcus Soder, this has created mayhem. About 1,000 Ukrainians crossing to Germany every single week, and they don't want that. That's creating problems for them. But there's a rapid influx of migrants can strain housing, education, and social services, especially in the region of Moravia. So basically, the Germans are saying we're spending too much money on the people that are not our people. They should go back to the country and go fight. And I know when you tell black people that way, they think it's racism. Yeah. Well, it's very difficult also in many black people country. People are just cowards. They don't want to fight. And even the ones that want to fight will be accused. They will be snitched upon by their own brothers. I mean, how do you support a country like that? Let's move to the United States of America. Fellas, Elon Musk is doing something scary. Okay? If you heard of an army of robots, yes, I think we're moving toward a direction that's very, very scary. So Elon Musk basically is asking for $1 trillion in stock-based compensation. And I know you don't certainly understand what is stock-based compensation, and we don't expect you to understand. I know a lot of people, you need to do some science or finances to understand that. I will break it down for you. Trust me, this is family. Stock-based compensation. Elon Musk wants $1 trillion in stock-based compensation out of Tesla. His goal is to get Tesla. Let me explain to you. Now, what is stock-based compensation? So stock-based compensation is basically what a company promises a CEO to motivate him into building the value of the company. A simple example, they can offer you, let's say, $100 million if you reach such a goal. That's basically stock-based compensation. It's not money they're giving you, it's shares in the company. okay, worth $100 million. If you get the company to be worth $500 million. Do you understand? Are we together? Great. So Musk is asking for $1 trillion worth of stock-based compensation if he gets Tesla's value to $4 trillion. Are we together? I know a lot of people think Tesla belongs to Elon Musk. Well, it belongs to him, but not necessarily. There's shareholders. Okay, people put their money together into businesses so the business can have value. Now, Musk is not the only owner of Tesla. There are many people. Musk has shares. Musk shares is about 13% of Tesla is his. Now, he wants to reach 25% worth of shares of Tesla. Why? Because with 25%, he can make the decision. He can block decisions and he can be a big player in the direction of Tesla. Now, why is this necessary for Musk? Musk says he wouldn't feel comfortable leading Tesla's robot army vision, fearing interference from board and investors. Did you hear that? Musk, let's go slowly. Elon Musk says he wouldn't feel comfortable leading Tesla's robot army vision, fearing interference from board and investors. So, as Musk just jumped into the world that Tesla is building an army of robots. Okay, this is where AI is going. Musk says its goal is not personal wealth, but control over Tesla's future, especially in AI development, Tesla Optimum, which is humanoid robot, so robots that are like humans, autonomous vehicle, and energy robotic infrastructure. So, let me break it down again. Make it simple. Elon Musk is saying, I need you to give me $1 trillion worth of shares, which will equate to 25% of the value of the company. Why? If I get the company to a value of $4 trillion. Now, the company right now is worth about just over $1 trillion. Now, Musk promised, he says he can get it to $4 trillion. But at $4 trillion, I want 25%. Now, why? Because he feels like he needs to have great decisions and guidance and not be abrupted when the decisions are being made when Tesla robot designed for military are ready. We're going into a different world, my brother. I mean, this sounds to me like da-dun, dun, da-dun, da-dun, dun, da-dun, da-dun, dun, da-dun, da-da-dun, dun, da-dun, dun, dun. Which movie is that? The Terminator. Yeah, we are going. Let's go to Rwanda. Fellas, in Rwanda, something very interesting is happening. Rwanda is developing a system that's very interesting. Matter of fact, I need to say Rwanda is one of the most serious countries in Africa. Okay, if you're looking for seriousness, I'm talking about seriousness. Rwanda is the place you want to be. Very little corruption. They have their own problems, true. But if you're looking for serious, you won't be disappointed. Now, Rwanda has come up with something very interesting. They're building a digital alert system. What is this alert? This alert is a system to alert everybody in a country via their cell phone, should the need occur. Now, why is this system important? Because the national alert emergency is something that's going to help them send a message to the people as soon as they want it, within 1 second. Now, you're probably asking yourself a question. Why don't they just use SMS like everybody else, like SMS broadcast? Well, SMS broadcasts have limitations. They don't necessarily reach the hand side of the country. They don't necessarily get there on time, and it's not delivered immediately to everybody. Unlike the digital alert system, they say this is for disaster coverage. Like the alert will help you cover emergencies like flood, landslides, earthquake, volcanic eruption, and pandemics. So basically, Rwanda is building something very similar to what you see in Japan and Korea. You know, Japan has a very advanced system of alert. And they say this aligns with the United Nations Early Warning for All. And that is where the problem is. It aligns with the United Nations Early Warning for All initiative by 2022. So the United Nations came up with a plan that every country should have an Early Warning for All initiative by 2027. Now, Early Warning for All, it's basically you have microphones in the street, you have telecommunication system, so you can alert people of something immediately all across the country. Why would you need that? Why does that sound like an Orwellian thing? 1984. Why does that look like a movie where everybody get in the house, be careful, don't look through the window? I don't know. It sounds good, but there's a lot of questions. Why does Japan have it? Japan has it because Japan has to fight against earthquakes, tsunamis, typhoons, volcanic eruptions. That is a reality you see every single day. Now, why would Rwanda have it? I'm just asking a question. So let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure, fellas. Burkina Faso throwing people in jail. Journalists and lawyers going to jail. What is the matter? Is this correct or not? Germany asking the European Union to ask Ukraine to keep their boys in the country. They don't want them. Is this racism or not? Elon Musk wants 25% shares of Tesla in order to control the humanoid, in order to control the robot army that's coming in the future. This is a warning, fellas. It's always a great pleasure. Drop a comment if you have not done it yet. We need it so the channel can go further. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. God bless.